Good morning, libtards, and welcome to a very, very Trump Halloween, oh, for fox's sake, in Alameda, California. This is our front door, and I'm just going panning quickly so you can see the scope of our project. And this is just the front of the house. There's more on the side. We'll get there in a minute. So I'm going to try to narrate this walkthrough here. I'm going to start at the center and go east. Under the banner here, we have Fox and Friends, and you can hear there's Randy Rainbow music playing. We also have some songs by Founder Sing. Moving east, we have Ted Cruz. "25 books written about Trump." Mark Meadows. Here's QAnon. Here's Rudy Giuliani. Based on the Borat revelations, we had to do some recent updates on him. Here's Republicans with their head in the sand at the impeachment trial. In memoriam to John Lewis and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We have a military section here with Trump calling our soldiers suckers and losers. Our heroes are Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff. Moving along, Mike Flynn. And then we have Vladimir Putin paying Taliban soldiers to kill American soldiers. And then we have Moscow Mitch McConnell, who's recently been updated to add Band-Aids to his face and hands after these mysterious bruises. And you know what? We could fund Medicare by charging $1 to punch Mitch McConnell in the face. Over here, we have Space Force, or more accurately, we have the aliens that Space Force has to protect us against. Space Force, because the wall won't keep out the space Mexicans. Moving along, we have a windmill that will not cause cancer. We have one of our heroes, Letitia James, fighting the NRA. We wanted to have her fighting the Trump charities, but we weren't sure how to really depict that. And then this is our Postal Service section, starring William DeJoy as the collector, grabbing the election ballots, and he is skewering a postal carrier. Turning to the other side of the house, we have the border wall. Meet Trump's border wall. New construction shown actual length. And then we have a section that blew down in a draft. Moving along, we have Bannon in jail. We have Jerry Falwell Jr. as a representative of all of the hypocritical evangelicals. This is the rest of our Fox section. We had Fox and Friends on the front porch. Here's the rest of the section with Jeanine Pirro, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and Tucker Carlson, who doesn't want to seem to react right now. Wonderful. One of the few carryovers from previous years is brown people in cages, sort of a recurring theme with this administration. Moving along, we have Barrett, now confirmed to the Supreme Court. Yay. Steve Mnuchin. A bunch of fun quotes about Trump. And we have the Betsy DeVos here. And Pompeo. Moving along. Kayleigh McEnany. We have Trump, person, woman, man, camera, TV. Got to admire that intellectual prowess. On puppet strings being held by Putin. Trump is holding Barr as a dog on a leash, and Barr is peeing on the Constitution. Trump is also holding a Sharpie, fixing it so Kansas City is now in Kansas. Above Putin, you can see the Republican National Convention, no platform, and their speakers. And Trump's platform for 2020. Over here, Ben Carson, Tiffany Trump, Ivanka, and Jared. Over here, Beavis and Butthead, Eric and Don Jr. Sorry, it's hard to keep them straight. And Kimberly Guilfoyle as Evita. And we have Melania with her attack on Christmas. And also chopping down the Rose Garden. Finally, in this section, we have Michael Caputo from Health and Human Services, and the two-faced Lindsey Graham, who used to be against Trump and now is a complete suck-up. Over on the west side of the house, we have a graveyard for everyone, not everyone, a lot of the people who've been fired or quit from the Trump administration. Mostly bad guys, a few good guys tucked in there. Swinging back over here for a second. Next to Trump, we have Pence. We added a fly on his head the day after the vice presidential candidate debate. Alex Azar. Here's Devin Nunes with a great quote. Over in the corner, a device I built. We'll have to wait for 1 second. This is an homage to the Trump boat parade in Austin, where all the boats sank. Kind of a great metaphor. From now on, September 5th will be known as Cinco de Mayo. The other side of that same device, and this is being driven by a rotisserie chicken motor with prongs spinning the boards on it. In 1 second. So over here, on this side, it's West Point. Gotta wait for it. I can't control the speed of the motor. 1 second, here it comes. So here's Trump walking down the standard issue, not very long and not very steep ramp, and face planting. Moving along on the west side of the house. Kid Rock, the music is the official soundtrack for Copper Theft. Peter Navarro. Larry Kudlow. And this is the Portland section. We have Chad Wolf as a werewolf. Some things just automatically work. And when we have an unnamed federal soldier putting his foot on the neck of a Portland protester. And of course, the Proud Boys, whom Trump told to stand back and stand by. And one of the highlights, 10-foot inflatable Trump doll. Oh, before we move on, Trump wanted to put himself on Rushmore. And, he told everyone to watch out for the soup-throwing anarchists. Anyway, back to Trump. We have a late edition with the freezing people at the Omaha rally. And over here, we call this the Donald J. Trump Karma COVID Clinic section, Obamacare not accepted. So these are some of the many people in the administration who don't wear masks and get COVID. We have Hope Hicks, Stephen Miller as Pinhead, Kellyanne Conway. Trump, of course, no, I don't take responsibility at all. It is what it is. And here's Trump himself with a Clorox IV drip, drinking a bottle of Lysol. And at night, there's a purple light that shines up there because ultraviolet light will also cure COVID, supposedly. We have a headless horseman prop, and the pumpkin is a COVID. Herman Cain. Dr. Stella Emanuel. Here's what happens when you get your medical degree from Trump University. And finally, I'll just pan back along the gravestones as we visit the dearly departed. Matt Gaetz, idiot. To answer some of the questions y'all have asked us, it took about 3 solid days to set everything up, not including the lights, and that was after all the time spent designing and printing banners and signs and memes. The other question we usually get is, where do we keep all this stuff? And the answer is, we have a pretty big attic, and this fills about 2/3 of it. All right, that's it. Happy Halloween, everyone, and we hope our last year, the 4th year, is the last one.